see a familiar face.
When we arrive, we're greeted by our ghost town expert, Sean Hall, who will act as our guide to Silver Peak.
Welcome back to Central Nevada.
Thanks.
Great to see you again.
We're loving your sign here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is the directional sign for downtown Silver Peak here.
Well,
A little confusing, but it tells you all the different ways you can get to Tonopah and points in between.
tell us a little bit about Silver Peak. It's obvious that there's still some modern mining going on, so it's not
Yes.
really a ghost town, is it?
No, it's not really a ghost town. The lithium mine is about the only business left in town. Most of old Silver Peak has slowly disappeared, but there are some of the older buildings that are still scattered throughout the town.
What's this one right here?
This is the old Chadovich store. The Chadovich name is very, very prominent here, not only in Silver Peak, but in this area of Nevada.
Now, was Chadovich one of the original founders of Silver Peak?
Yes, he was. The town was established actually early in the 1860s. Not so much at first for its silver and gold, but for salt. Salt was discovered here by some Smoky Valley prospectors from Austin, and they needed salt in the process for milling the ore up there.
Chadovich was the first in the state to use cyanide for mining, is that right?
Yeah, the problem is that mercury was the primary source of using in mills for the treatment, and it just was not safe. And so they came up with cyanide, which
Doesn't
still
sound
is
that
not,
safe.
I was gonna
doesn't
say.
sound that safe, but
Cyanide doesn't sound much safer.
it was a lot easier to work with than the mercury.
Silver Peak thrived for a while with the help of investors from the East Coast, but it wasn't all mining. There was family life here too. Silver Peak once boasted of a beauty shop, a dairy, a cafe, a baseball field, and a swimming hole at the salt flats.
I remember seeing one of the stories in that book that we were looking at had it talked about this immense wagons that they would pile the rock into to take to the mill, and it was something like 24 tons of rock at a time, and 12 burros would take it. And I just think that's just mind-boggling, the amount of upturned earth that they go through.
Yeah, well, especially think of the poor mules out here in this sun like we have today. Well, yes, these wagons were huge. The wheels would be up to 8 feet tall. And they also would be very wide, not only because of the weight they had to carry, but also so they'd have a little stronger base going to on the sand so they wouldn't sink into the sand.
That's incredible.
This looks like an old house here. Is this one of the original structures?
Yes, it definitely is. Like I said before, there's not a lot of the original buildings still left here in town, but if you look around off on the side streets, you will see some very nice structures. This one is a rather substantial one.
Is that a roof styling that indicates snow? That kind of that slant, or is that just maybe the style of the day?
That is pretty much a typical style, you know, in Silver Peak, Tonopah. You see that a lot. They didn't have a lot of materials, and this appears to be like a wood slat roof.
Place where they took that photo.
As our trip comes to an end, we thank Sean for sharing the story of Silver Peak with us. His descriptions really sparked our imaginations about life in this mining town.